wrapped up my broadcast on the channel. I can't believe, in the immortal words of the late great Jack Buck, I cannot believe what I just saw, because the Indiana Fever were down 23 at one point, down 21 three separate times in the third quarter when I, in my mind, called the game over. At the start of the second half, I said they need to find a way to turn the screws defensively, get some stops, and get some buckets. The next thing I knew, it was down to 11. At the end, it was down to 8, I should say, after Mitchell hit 2 free throws. Then Layla LeCan bombed home a 3 from about 30 feet to end the third quarter with Connecticut, at the time, safely in front. But no, Indiana Fever said no, because they came all the way back, down by 15 in the fourth quarter, wiped out that deficit, and tied the game 3 times before we ended regulation tied at 84 apiece. And then the Fever went to work in the overtime. Mitchell hit 2 threes. Lexi Hull provided the dagger, and the Fever win the game 99-93 in overtime. For a team that was basically circling the drain, they were done. They won 4. They lost 4 out of 5. They lost 4 out of 5. And they rescue this game. Now, you can say whatever you want. You can say whatever you want about the Fever. Oh, it was one against one of the worst teams. What was that? What was that? What was that? I'll tell you what the hell that was. I'll tell you exactly what it was. It was a team showing mettle. It was a team showing nerve. It was a team that lost one of their best players, not giving up. It was a team that wiped out a 21-point deficit and won the game. You can say what you want about the records and things like that, and I even said it. I've said it many times before, the many games that I've covered. But as the great Chris Berman says, that is why you play the game. I'm still in shock. I have a podcast taping to do in a little less than an hour. I plan to do a full rewind wrap up of this. Frank is with us. What's up, Frank? Sig Diggy says the Fever dug deep and got the W in overtime. They had the reserve tanks full for this one. Yeah, they did. I don't care what's troubling about the Fever right now. Chloe Bibby got a couple of shots up, but I believe dictated her last in the last 2 games. I'm going to do a full post game about this, and I'm probably going to do it about 7 o'clock Eastern time tonight, because I do have some things to finish. I know my wife's got to record. I know my wife has to record something. I'm going to wait until she finishes before I do the post game. I'm going to tentatively set a full post game chat for 7 o'clock. Oh, pardon me. But I know she's got some things to record, and I want to give her the time to do her homework. That was absolutely nuts. Yes, it was. Yes, it was. That game was crazy. You lose Cunningham, and I'll say it all again. The game went like this. Indiana led 4-1 early. Odyssey Sims got the first 2 buckets, missed the free throw for a 3-point play, and then Connecticut went on a 12-0 run, led by 9, forced a timeout. They kept building the lead. Indiana had the lowest point total at the end of the first quarter. They only had 11 points at the end of the first 10 minutes. And it got worse, progressively worse. Trailed by 20 in the second quarter. Trailed by 19 at the half. 19! They trailed by 19 at the half. They were down 21 3 separate times before the defense finally kicked it into high gear, got some stops, turned them into points, and the next thing I knew, I was looking at an 8-point game. And then Layla LeCan bombed home a three to end the quarter. That had the team, the Connecticut Sun, and 13,000 on their feet at the end of the third quarter, thinking, "Okay, we got this, and we got this in the bank." Not so fast, my friends. To say that the fourth quarter rally was furious would be an understatement, a terrible understatement. Oh my gosh. I am still sitting here stunned after that finish. This is a short post game. I got my dog out here. I'm gonna go take care of the. I'm gonna go take care of the rabbit. Then I got some stuff around the house to do. But wow, for those of you that tuned in, thank you. Never forget this broadcast because this is the kind of play-by-play broadcast we're going to continue to bring at Snowman Multimedia every single time that we're on the air. I was going to check in on the Houston Astros game, saw that score before we went to overtime. It was 5-0. More than likely, Baltimore's going to win that. Going to win that game, and I don't have the strength in me for a second comeback. But I'm going to take care of some business. I have a podcast to record and edit at the. What do you see, Lucy? Lucy, come here, Lucy. What are you going to do? Sit right there? Yeah, I'm watching my dog. But what a win. What a win for the Indiana Fever. I'll stop talking here and I'll get ready for a. Where's the stop button, right? Okay. For a full post game. I'm trying to learn the controls because I've never done live on my phone. As of yet. I'm learning how. Alright. Final one more time. 99 for the Fever. 93 for the Connecticut Sun. It took overtime, but the Fever got the job done. They get 3 days off and then they face the Minnesota Lynx. My voice is about to go. So I might rest tomorrow. I might rest all day tomorrow before I do Houston, Detroit. But we'll see. 99-93 the final. I'm out of here. Hope y'all enjoyed this little post-game chat. I'll have a longer one later. See you later.